Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a good day. If you have been paying attention to the crypto market, the last 24 hours have been quite exciting, especially after Powell went onto the speech and mentioned maybe rate cuts are important, and then the crypto market going explosive. Now you can see that Bitcoin market was able to pretty much scrape just above 117,000, and then there was a little bit of rejection, and now we're sitting just under 115,000. Keep in mind, this is not a strong support area, but as long as we're able to stay above the price of 112,000, there is still upwards momentum possibility. That's probably the perfect word to use. One thing that you need to understand, which is very crucial, is until September, we're not going to be having any sort of rate cuts or any major news which are going to be dropping unless Trump just comes out of nowhere to help the crypto market. But overall, the market is going to be a little bit slow for the next coming 2 weeks. And considering the fact that September is usually the worst performing month in the crypto market when it comes to the bull run, expect a little bit of turbulence, especially volatility for the altcoins. On the other end, $1 Dogecoin still in view for Dogecoin, but resistance remains a key barrier, while Bitcoin rally may continue after Powell's dovish tilt as market remains split on September cut. And Eric Trump predicts Bitcoin will surpass 175,000 this year and calls himself a Bitcoin Mexi. While Bitcoin is in trend shift, it needs 118,000 breakout to turn bullish again. As I mentioned, currently the market is in a sort of consolidation zone. For it to have more, easier upwards momentum, it would need to break above 118,000, and once Bitcoin is able to do that, Dogecoin would be able to follow through, as the Dogecoin is getting ready for a 30% price move. Before we get into the full details, if you guys are here for the first time, you want to stay up to date with everything to do with the crypto market, I highly recommend you scroll down, tap the red subscribe button, especially turn on your notification, because you need to get to them quickly so you can stay up to date with the latest and the greatest news first. While there, drop a like on it. Let's go for a like goal of 41. We've been smashing all of them. You guys are legends. Thank you. Now, first of all, I want to talk to you guys about something that might be a little controversial. Do you feel like ever since Trump has come into power, rather than trying to slow down BRICS against the US dollar, he's actually more focused on ensuring that his family is able to do better because he wants the US dollar to be replaced by crypto rather than the currency that the BRICS is going to create. So the world order should move to crypto. I don't know, that's just one thing that was just crossing my mind. I know I'm not the first person to think of this, but the reason for this is it's very clear that the US is no longer on an uptrend, and the US dollar clearly suggests that, because ever since Trump has come into power, you might have noticed that the US dollar has lost a drastic amount of value. A lot of people predicted the US dollar will actually do better, but you can see from like 0.90 against the Swiss franc, we've gone down to like 80, so that's like 15% decline in value. While on the other end, the crypto market has done incredibly well, and considering the fact that his family has made $4 billion of crypto ever since he's been in the office, which is just about 6 to 8 months, I don't know where the market is headed. It's in a very interesting state. Now, if we talk about crypto specifically, maybe this is going to be very positive. But overall, the market is in a very interesting state, as you can say US is trying to have as much control over stablecoins as possible, considering the fact that stablecoins do hold a large chunk of the entire crypto market's or market cap and liquidity, and considering the fact that majority of the stablecoins are being created with the US dollar, and you can see other countries like Britain, which are trying to get their pound to be pegged to stablecoin, while China is trying to do something similar with yuan, and Japan is trying to do the same thing. So clearly, pretty much starting the path for the next world order. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm just trying to give you guys perspective in terms of how Powell reducing the interest rate is obviously going to drop the US dollar more, but at the same time, it will be able to push up more liquidity, as there will be fear, and that fear is going to drive all the freight currency into some assets. And one of the most driving factor of asset right now is crypto. So overall, crypto will receive a lot more money, and that money is going to allow for Bitcoin to do much better. Now keep in mind, a lot of liquidity has been provided to stablecoins, especially because a lot of people expect that, you know, if you want to do more things with stable coins, you would have to get into it quickly. And Bitcoin drops to 2011 levels. According to Glassnode data, the daily transaction fee on Bitcoin network recently dropped to 3.5 Bitcoin, marking the lowest level since late 2011. The decline usually suggests a lack of demand and could be hinting at a price drop in the near future. So you can see that currently, as we're getting into September, there's a lot more of uncertainty, and that's why a lot of, you know, whales and institutes are slowly starting to calm down on the purchase of Bitcoin and try to make a decision once the market is more confident. And head of our IRS crypto unit, Tirish Turner, resigns. This is a big deal because you need to understand that this person did hold a very big role because he was the head of the crypto unit. So what's happening on the back end in the crypto market and also the US government? And President Trump says Fed Chairman Powell is too late for interest rate cut. He should have cut that years ago, because the government needs a little bit of control over inflation. And Wall Street faces a reckoning in Washington as crypto influence grows. Just exactly what I was trying to say. So the crypto influence is growing. Doesn't matter if the US is going to have control over how much crypto will be distributed around the world, but Trump wants to ensure that his family is able to do that. And based on the last 2 Bitcoin cycle, the next Bitcoin top could be just 2 months away. These things could get wild, and considering the fact that 2 months is not long time, and that could mean pretty much end of October, if we are going to be seeing a Bitcoin top, there's going to be a lot of volatility that we'll be experiencing. And streaming money, stablecoins are redefining real-time payments. So a term once rooted in music and television is now being redefined in the context of financial market streaming. And synonyms with on-demand content delivery, streaming is expanding to mean something more tangible, money that moves continuously, instantly, with transparency powered by blockchain. So stable coins are going to be pretty much introduced into the streaming industry, and this could be much easier for the transactions that will happen. And Japan FSA to slash crypto tax and greenlight Bitcoin ETFs by 2026. More positive news. And Fed Chairman pivot could lift the crypto market, with Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin leading the gains, and maybe these gains are going to expand depending on how quickly the market will be able to move. And you can see Eric Trump, there is no question that Bitcoin hits 1 million. So this is a way to push up the market, and there's going to be more mainstream people talking about crypto. It's going to actually slow down the growth. And rise in Fed and interest rate chatter may pose risk to crypto, as sentiments have stated that increase in social media chatter surrounding the Fed and interest rate could pose a risk to the digital asset. More than 75% of the market anticipates predicting a rate cut. If there's not going to be a rate cut, that's going to have a lot more negative impact as compared to the positive if there is going to be a rate cut. So again, the market is still in a healthy condition as long as Bitcoin is able to stay over 112,000, and until it does not go over 118, it's hard to predict it. But everything I said today is not financial advice, just my personal opinion. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you soon.